Mirror, mirror, the reflection of the law.
I get drunk, wake up, I'm wasted still. Realize the time that I wasted. I feel like
Okay, we are live. 3, 2, 1. Hello everybody, what is up, and welcome back to my trading journal. And I have come on today with a bit of fire in my belly. There's a lot of stuff going on, so I'm bringing the energy to you guys. Let's get it. First and foremost, I want to note that we have a whole situation going on in Ukraine, and it's pretty scary. It's pretty interesting just to keep an eye on, not only, you know, from a humanitarian perspective, but also when we're looking at it from a chart perspective as well. Like, I remember it was last week, was it last Wednesday, I think? Last Thursday, when me and the Trade Creatives team were on our breakfast club, and because we're very hot on our fundamental analysis, but when I saw on Twitter the notification come through that Russia had gone to war with Ukraine, that was a really somber moment for all of us in the Trade Creatives team, where we were watching the effects in real time on our charts. We were watching the euro, we were watching the pound, we were watching the US dollar, we were watching the ruble. It's really interesting to be able to have that perspective on geopolitics from a financial standpoint, and to be able to react within these spaces. It feels very humbling, but also incredibly powerful at the same time. And with that in mind, there is an incredible opportunity. This is why the DCX section in IM Academy is so important and so powerful, because I was just catching up on a go live session with 2 of my favorite teachers, and they gave us a little hint, nudge towards an opportunity, which I'm going to do right now, because the Ukrainian government came out and posted their crypto wallet onto the internet to say, if you want to make a contribution to supporting the country, then, you know, send us your crypto. I thought that was super interesting, because we are seeing now potentially mass integration of cryptocurrency. I think this year, this is going to be the year that it happens. Things really change when there is conflict. The reason why Forex even came into existence was after World War I. Times like this are real catalysts for change. So for those of you who are missing out on this opportunity to practice humanitarianism through cryptocurrency, then this is why the IM Academy platform is so powerful. They did this go live at 1 in the morning. I caught up with this training session whilst I was like getting ready, doing my makeup, pottering around the house. So what would typically be called dead time, where you would put on YouTube maybe or throw on some music, actually has been able to give me insight into what is going on within the crypto space, within geopolitics. And I've been able to not only give money to a really important cause, but also to practice my cryptocurrency engagement and, you know, increase my asset portfolio. So governments can actually do this, incentivizing cryptocurrency usage by providing opportunity to the people. I think this is a really interesting time. So let's go. Let me do this first. Before we do anything else with this video, I'm going to head over to my Ethereum wallet and make this donation right now. Okay, so that is all done. Yay! I feel so good after doing that. And this is the thing that's really hard, right? Obviously, there's been so much going on in Ukraine and things, and there's been a lot of conversation about, you know, how can we donate? How can we support? And what we find is that charities tend to take quite a large percentage before the money actually reaches those who are suffering. So at least this way, this is a more direct option, and we will see what happens. But like I said, I wouldn't even have known about this initiative and supporting Ukraine had it not been for IM Academy and the DCX cryptocurrency educators. So if you would like to be as on top of the ball and in the know as I am and as the Trade Creatives team are, then pop me a message over on Instagram and we can talk about how you can also get started on your investment journey and learn from the very best of the best. Mwah. But the actual point of today's video is to do a little tutorial. I know, I haven't done a tutorial in a really long time. I also had a message from a lovely lady called Cassandra asking me to do a video tutorial on how I use Notion for my documentation. So Cassandra, this one's for you. But me personally, I am obsessed with spreadsheets. I'm obsessed with methods of documentation, especially when it comes to my trades and my journaling. It is a really big part of my practice and one that I really like to maintain. If you do not have strong journaling as part of your practice as a trader, I don't know what to tell you, you are not a trader. People are going to come for me in the DMs. I can't wait to read them. But if, let's say, somebody asks you about, okay, what trades did you take last week? And you go back into your MetaTrader 4 and you're looking at all of them and you're like, I can't even remember why I took this trade. I don't even know. Like, what even was this? If you are just pressing the blue button and the red button blindly and, you know, not taking screenshots, not documenting your trades, not doing your post analysis, then it's just wishy-washy trading at the end of the day, in my opinion. Some things work better for others. people do like to get defensive and come for you in the comments saying, I don't agree, and that's fine, do your thing. However, for those of you who are conscientious and do like being on top of your journaling, i.e. Ravenclaw investment crew, what up, then I'm going to show you how I use Notion to document my trades at the moment. I still use my Excel spreadsheets, my compounding plans for like the deeper maths, but when it comes to documenting the trades and taking screenshots, Notion is a fantastic tool for doing that. It's got a very sexy user interface. It's black and white. You can use emojis, and it's also just really fast and efficient. I am German, so efficiency is a very important thing for me, especially when like documenting your trades can feel quite tedious. Like, I get it, it's boring. So the quicker that I can do it and just get it out of the way, the better, basically. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to create together a brand new Notion trading journal together. Let's go. So the easiest thing that I could have done is maybe create a template that you could just pay for and get it really quickly so that you don't actually have to do any of the groundwork yourself. But if you would like to make your own, then we're going to make one together right now. Okay, so when you log into Notion, you're going to come across pages that look like this. If this looks confusing, then take some time just to play around on the platform. You can actually go into templates and find some examples of different ways that you can actually use it. They do have journals and things like this. So take a look around, get excited, and explore what can be done. But what we're going to do is create our very own system which organizes our trades in a way that makes sense for us visually. I don't know about you guys, but I am a super visual learner. And if I can picture everything in my brain, then I know where everything is in my kind of thought palace. I really use Notion as my second brain. I use the para method, so all of my thoughts are organized. And with my trading, just everything is very, very visual. So if you are a visual person like me, this is going to be really, really handy for you. And if you are pedantic or an overachiever or just hyper organized like me, then you're going to love this. You're welcome. Enjoy. So this is going to be my trading journal. I'll tell you what, this is going to be Jessica's trading journal. Classic. No hats. And we can actually add a cover. There we go. We're going to use my favorite photo. Pardon me. Okay, cool. That will do for now. Okay, so then what we're going to do is add in a gallery option so that you're going to be able to see very clearly all of your different strategies. So let's say I want to have DeLorean here. And then I'm going to put in my purple zones. I'm going to create another one that's going to include harmonics. I'm also going to create one for, let's say, steady as well. Okay, so let's say, for example, DeLorean. Let's go into our DeLorean theory option, and what you can then do is, again, set another cover. So that is done. We've got a picture of Coach. Hey, Coach! Coach, I'm red! Okay, so that is set up as the cover. And look at that, you can't see it. So here's a little hack, everybody. So you're going to come up to this doobry, and you're going to click the three dots, go to Properties, Card Preview is going to be the page cover. Done and done. Ooh, DeLorean Nation, let's go. There we go. Sheesh. Okay. And again, you can do this for all of the others as well. So let's go into our DeLorean strategy journal. Okay, so now you've got this clear page here. Date created. You don't really need that. So I'm going to get rid. We don't need that. If you want to add any tags, you can, but there aren't really any that we need to add right now. We also have a comment section, so if anybody's taking a look at your trading journal, so if you have a mentor who then does support like I do, you can then share your Notion with your mentor, and then they can leave comments in relation to what they're seeing with your trades, okay? So that is all done and dusted. You can actually, let's open this as a page. Whee! He's like this omnipresent being that just watches over us. Anytime I'm trading DeLorean, I always hear Tyrone's voice in my head. Is the red candle bigger than the blue? Is the red line cutting through? I'm gonna need you to stay in the trade. Do you know your exits? So now you want to create a framework in order to document all of your trades. So I like to do this with a table. So you're going to do a right slash and you are going to type in table database in line. So that gives you the ability to also move it around if you need to, and we'll do that a little bit later. Okay, and we're in the month of March, so we're going to call this March. And then what we're going to do is label all of the sections so that you know what goes where. So the first one is going to be the symbol, the second one is going to be the date. We're then going to have, maybe you could decide what you can customize this to however you like. So how about entry? What was your entry strategy? What was your exit strategy? And then we're going to put in pip count. We can do time frame. I find that quite handy. I forgot about that. We're going to put that up there. We're then going to do open/closed, results, and notes. Okay. So that's where we are right now. So first of all, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to move the date tab and put it before the symbol. This means that we're going to be able to organize everything by date. Okay. So you're also then going to change from multi-select, you're going to change it to date so that you can then put in, yay, I did something on the 3rd of March. Yay. The symbol, of course, let's say, for example, my favorite currency pair, Euro GBP. We can make that nice and tight, because we want everything to be as compact as possible and easy to look at. You can then put in your time frame. Now for this, I'm going to be doing a select option because there's only a few time frames that we can actually look at. So mostly with DeLorean, I like to trade on the 15 minutes. You can set that. And I like to have my time frames in gray. We don't necessarily need that to be too color coordinated. And then you can put in, 1 hour, 2 hour, 5 minute hyperdrive, or you've got the dailies, whatever it is, you have that option there. You can then put in your type of entries. So again, you can do a select option. And let's say we're going to do an aggressive entry. And then you can organize and see your results and see, okay, which of my entry strategies have been the best performing? And again, the same, which of my exits have provided me the highest rate of value? So exit, same thing again. Let's say manual exit. Okay, we then have the open closed section, and this I'm going to turn into a checkbox. So any that are open are going to be unchecked, and any that are closed are going to become checked. And I'll show you why that's important later. You're then going to have your pip count, so you can then put in the number of pips that you caught in there. We've also got the result, which again is a number, but you can then change the context, and I'm going to put in pound because I trade in pounds. And then you can have space for notes. Now, although you can actually open all of these individually and put more notes in there, put in some more finer details, let's say, as an example, let's say, just so that you don't forget, your stops are set at break even. So we can say at break even, okay? So that just gives you some idea as to how you can organize these, okay? And then what we're going to do is super duper important. So what we're going to do now is we are going to sort and create an organizational process for these particular trades, and that's going to include the date and the open and closed section. This is like what changed my trading journal. So here's how we're going to organize it. We're going to have the open closed setting as ascending and the date as descending, okay? Super important, so that any trades that you have open will always sift to the top, but it will also mean that the most recent trades will also be at the top. So you have everything set in chronological order. All of those that are closed will automatically filter to the bottom and then also be sorted chronologically as well. So let's say we opened another trade on March the 1st. What happens if we set it for March the 17th? It goes straight to the top. Look at that. So let's go back to March the 1st. And because it's open, it will automatically open above all of your closed trades. And let's say that this one was opened. So let's say this was opened on February the 1st. So even though this date is earlier than this date, because it's still technically showing as open, it will always sit above your closed trades. As soon as I say that this is closed, bang, it moves it right down. And when everything looks organized, so for example, let's throw in some other currency pairs, NZD CAD. Ugh, my computer's being so slow. Next thing on my list to buy is a gaming computer, which I can use as my trading computer. Now let's imagine that you are in this Euro GBP position and your trade has now closed. What you're then going to do is open this page. You can then put in your pip count, the financial result, and also then click the open closed button. So then it will officially tell you that it is closed. However, before you close that trade on here, what I want you to do is go to your chart straight away, grab a screenshot. You can do, Command Shift 3 if you want to grab the whole page, or if you're like me and you want to grab just a section of the chart, then you can do Command Shift 4 if you're on Apple. And then it will automatically come up in the corner on the right hand side, which I like to drag straight into my log. So you can literally just drag it straight in there and it will upload nice and quickly, and then you are done, at which point I then click the closed option. Does that make sense? So nice and easy, nice and quick. You can be in and out of the trade and document very easily and seamlessly as well. So that is everything then set up for your March trading journal. Really, really exciting, really easy, very straightforward. Okay, but then what happens after March? So we go into April, right? You can then make a duplicate right there and clear all of the previous data. So then you have a nice fresh spreadsheet, which is then accessible for you to edit. Okay, so once you've got all of that and you continue making your tables, and then let's say, okay, you come into the new year. What I then like to do is create a page, and I will call it 2022, which I will then be able to drag and drop those tables directly into and then archive those trades. Does that make sense? So once you've completed March, and let's say you maybe don't want to look at it anymore, you can drag it into your 2022 archive, and then that is your book solidified, done. You've done all your post analysis, and you've got a whole gallery of all of your trades, and it's all there neat and ready for somebody to ask you, show me your trades. So now you don't have an excuse as to why you don't have all of your documentation. Notion is quite limited when it comes to doing like deeper maths. I like to work out all of my compounding and my projections. That's going to be more easily done over in Excel or Google Sheets. But Notion is fantastic when it comes to setting up your journaling in a way that is very visual and just easy to keep on top of. It's got a great app for mobile as well, so whenever you're out and about, you can always be adding or editing your Notion on the go. They have a desktop version as well for Mac and Windows, so if you prefer to not be on the internet and be actually on your hardware computer, then you can do that too. And that is pretty much it, guys. Super easy, very straightforward, and this is probably the easiest way to keep on top of your documentation. If you can't practice, if you can't maintain this, then it's going to be about finding a way that works for you. Some people are very much like pen to paper, but pen to paper isn't helpful if you haven't got screenshots as evidence. And what I found is that I was having loads of screenshots just racking up on my desktop like a whole heap of mess. And then what I would do is organize them by whacking them into a folder so I wouldn't have to see them. Right? That's not good organization. You have to think of your trading and your accounts as a business. You are a business, and businesses always need to have their papers in check. So always ensure that you have a very clear structure to help facilitate your trading and make it as seamless as possible for you, your personality type, and your daily routine. Notion has made it completely seamless. This is not an ad, by the way. This is not an ad. It sounds like an ad. I just have an ad voice, sorry, but I do use this every single day and it is absolutely amazing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my template onto the Trade Creators website, tradecreatives.com, so you can purchase my templates ready to go, so you don't have to do any work. You can just log in and just start documenting your trades and start organizing and archiving all of your trading journey. So for those of you who are the quick money, the fast, the instant gratification, and you just want to get your tables, then head over to tradecreators.com. That will be there for you. But for those of you who are DIY like me, then I hope you found this step-by-step guide helpful. I'm out of coffee. I need to go into Canary Wharf. I'm also doing parkour later this evening. I think this is so crazy, guys, okay? So it has been a long time since I've been on set, okay? So I do film work, as you know. I do dance, performance, stunts, what you name it. But I actually haven't had any income coming in from performance work since maybe about December. So that is 3 solid months without having an income, or a traditional income. I've been living purely off of my trades and off of my other crypto assets that I am involved with, which I think is mind-blowing. And I was already kind of doing this during COVID and lockdown, but it felt different because nobody was working. So, it felt like I was, part of the national collective where we just weren't working and just kind of making our way, But now that we're in a state where everybody is working and we're still sustaining life, like I dance and train every single day. I don't have anywhere that I need to inherently be. I just work on this body, and I've been able to live off of my investments for the past 3 months very, very happily and comfortably. And I put all of this down, like I said, not to me, well, I guess to me, but down to tasks like this, being coachable, being consistent, and practicing discipline. If I wasn't disciplined with my trading journal, then I would not be at a place where I am today. So if you are looking at this version of me, at this version of my success, even though I'm not yet where I want to be, still you've got to hit that 7 figures this year. But if you're seeing this version of my life right now and you're like, I want to do that, then please follow the steps that I'm giving you. Do the documentation, be disciplined, be coachable, consistent, and committed, and you will get to where you want to be. It's just makes sense, and it's just a matter of time. But I'm doing parkour later this evening. Parkour! And I'm so excited. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, follow me right now at Trade Creatives. Feel free to follow me at Afro is Massive as well. I kind of document more of my performance life over there. But otherwise, guys, that is it from me. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.
Listen to your heart, mirror the reflection of the light.